What up, what up, what up? It's your man, Ole Man Winter, back again with another episode of No Holds Barred. You know, the hardcore, real raw show where we give it to you straight and no chaser, you know what I'm saying? Handling our business, talking our shit, telling it like it is, pulling no punches, and doing our thing. So, today's topic of discussion is white on white crime. There's a viral video going around making its rounds around the country of a Lubbock, Texas man being murdered by his ex-wife's husband in the case of the the killer stepdaddy syndrome. So these white folks, when black people do some shit, you know what I'm saying? They always talking about what about black on black crime, but where's all of the white on white crime outrage? Um, this guy gunned this man down in cold blood over his own kids because he was coming to pick up his kids and they were in violation of their custody agreement. So they basically broke the law, hiding this man kids from when he was supposed to have custody, and then gunned him down for his trouble of requesting his children and asking him where his child was at. And it's a tragic thing. I don't want anybody to think I'm insensitive to this matter. But from my perspective, from a black perspective, it's like, again, what about the white crime? Where's the emphasis on that? When a black person harms another black person, it's black on black crime. This, we gotta stop the violence in the community. This, that, and the third. Um, but as most of us know at this point in time, from a statistical perspective, it's not much of a difference from black on quote unquote black on black crime and quote unquote white on white crime. Statistically, those numbers are in the same area, maybe a couple of percentage points off. But it's basically the same thing because crime is about proximity. This is what the propagandists don't want you to know, that what they don't want to talk about. They just want to paint the picture as black people just are animalistic, don't have no sense, uncouth, have no, basically savage animals that's just in the hood killing each other. But as you can see, this shit goes on in every community. There's no shortages of murders in the white community from white on white crime, but it's not displayed. It's not hitting the nightly news. It's not the topic of the media propaganda machine. It's not sexy for them to report on white crime. It's sexy for them to report on black crime to make the society believe it's a black boogeyman out here, which is us or whatever. So you flood the media, your mainstream media, with nothing but news reports of any issue where black people would harm each other, and you bury any of the cases where white people harm each other. Because make no mistake about it, this, white folks is killing each other, just as like anybody else, just like black people, anybody else. It's rare that this shit make the news. It's rare that this shit make the headlines. This shit right here was just caught on tape so blatantly, and the wife of the gentleman that was murdered blasted this thing out so much that they couldn't ignore it, and it, basically, like I say, went viral. So they had to put it out here, you know what I'm saying, and address it in the mainstream media. Other than that, this would be just another story buried again because it doesn't fit the media narrative of black on black crime. It's not sexy for the media to put this shit on full display and show these white folks savagely murdering each other callously without no remorse, without a second thought. As a matter of fact, so we can all have a context of what actually happened with this cold-blooded, callous murder. I'm about to play the video right now so you all can see exactly what happened. And again, fair use is in full effect. This is the direct footage of this guy gunning down his wife's ex-husband who showed up, I believe, to their house trying to pick up his son, which from what's being stated in the video is his time, his custody time or whatever. So without further ado, here's the video, and you all can judge for yourself.
This is on video. Call the police. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. I'm recording it. Oh my god. Call 911. Call 911. I have it on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
We came to get his son.
He's not here.
She should have told that. She should have told that.
None of y'all should be here. None of y'all should be here. I asked you to leave. I did everything. I did not want to do any of this.
So as you can see, this man just gunned Buddy down in cold blood. He had no remorse. He had no concern. He was completely callous about it. He talking shit about how he told them to leave and this, that, and the third. And it's come out that wasn't even his house, So it's just a whole fucked up ass situation. But, this is a two-pronged video because yeah, we talking about the white on white crime and how the mainstream media don't like to show the savagery of the white folks when they get down on each other, and they relegate their news reporting basically just to try to put on full display black people harming each other. But the second component of this video is the killer stepdaddy, the stepdaddy that's basically want to get the ex out the way, you know what I'm saying, so he could take over the man wife, take over the man children, ain't never got to worry about the man coming back or, these weirdo, sicko, motherfucking, psychopath, jealous motherfuckers that's basically got in the back of their mind that this man, could probably take the woman back. She might still have feelings for him. All this type of bullshit goes through these sick fucks' minds and shit. You know what I'm saying? Start getting attached to another man, children, and wanting, that motherfucker out the way so they could take over. This is just, simp action to the fullest, and this is the ultimate level of simphood when you make up a thinly veiled excuse to murder your wife's child's father to get him out the way so you can completely take over and you won't have to worry about him being a thorn in your side anymore. So basically this motherfucker came with a thinly veiled excuse. It could almost be stated that it was premeditated, especially if this wasn't his own. Why did he have the gun? He walked right in the damn doorway like he had the gun already waiting for this man to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Whose fucking assault rifle is just sitting right there by the doorway and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he had that motherfucker waiting, you know what I'm saying? He knew what the fuck he was gonna do to this man. And I don't know if the plan was to murder him all along or he thought he was gonna scare him with the gun or whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, him bringing that gun out was unnecessary. This man wasn't threatening him. He wasn't violent towards him. He was out there requesting that his son be presented to him because he had a court order and a legal right to have his son at that time, and they were in violation of that court order. And he defended their criminal activity basically, or I'm not gonna say criminal, their violation of the civil court order, which could lead to criminality if the judge, if it continues to go on and the judge decides to hold them in contempt for not honoring the court order. But again, they were in violation, you know what I'm saying, of their civil court order, and he defended their violation, with deadly force. Of course, they're gonna. I totally predict that this matter is gonna be just swept under the rug and no charges and this, that, and the third. It's so easy for white folks going back to, we all know that we're still living in a system of white supremacy. And if they don't have to lock a white motherfucker up, they won't, even if they harming another white motherfucker. That's just the way this shit go. If this was a so-called black on black dispute, the nigga, which this guy hasn't even been charged, locked up, or anything. The black, the one black person dead, and their whole thing is 2-for-1 action. So guess what? Now we got one nigga dead, and we got another nigga we about to lock up for the rest of their motherfucking life. It ain't no way in fucking hell on God's green earth and this country of America KKK that black man, if this just was black people instead of white, that black man that murdered that other man, like in that same exact situation, even if it was Lubbock, Texas, whatever, stand your ground rule, whatever the fuck, ain't no way in on God's green earth that motherfucker would not be in custody right now. That man wouldn't be charged with murder already, and he'd be fighting for, you know what I'm saying, to avoid getting the needle or a life damn sentence. But guess what? We live in a system of white supremacy, and even if they can find a way, even if they doing harm to each other, to, you know what I'm saying, to not have to punish a white person for doing, criminal activity, then they'll take that. You know what I'm saying? They got they out, they got their little stand your ground. They gonna claim that this shit was self defense. They already hollering self defense, but you brought a gun into a situation that a gun wasn't necessary. So this is, at this point in my mind, this is a stretch of the stand your ground law. It's you bring you unnecessarily escalate the situation, bringing a weapon into a situation that doesn't warrant a weapon. And then when this other guy gets in an altercation with you with your weapon, you're gonna say, "Oh well, I had the right to stand my ground," but you should have never brought the gun to the gunfight to the begin. This should have never been a gunfight to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how this shit play out. But again, this is a white boy. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna give the benefit of the doubt to him in all aspects of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's white on white crime. This ain't no black issue other than the fact that the difference is between how black people are treated in this criminal injustice system as opposed to how white people are treated. The deflection of the white on white crime, where they, bury a lot of these stories unless it's just forced into the forefront, you know what I'm saying? And, this is just the way this shit go. Again, another case of white on white crime, some shit they never talk about, a coin that hasn't caught fire, hasn't caught wind, or none of that shit. But again, it exists in this country, and it happens more often than you think. You could look at the crime statistics, this, that, and the third, from a numbers wise and a percentage wise, comparative to the percentage of black people and comparative to the percentage of white people. The shit is on par. It's just maybe a couple percentage points off. And when you're dealing with this type of shit anyway, those percentages, you know what I'm saying, already have a margin of 2 or 3 percentage points any damn way. You know what I'm saying? This shit isn't, statistics isn't an exact science. If they are correct statistics anyway, because most statistics in this country is propaganda in and of itself, made up just to create a form of narrative in and of itself. So you can't even trust none of this shit anyway. You basically got to play all this shit by fucking ear. But according to these motherfucking statistics, there's not a real big fucking difference between white on white crime and black on black crime, other than what you see on the motherfucking nightly news and shit from the mainstream media. So there's not much more to say about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, this killer stepdaddy syndrome, where they simping out here and trying to get the the X out the way to take over. That shit gotta stop. This shit is some bullshit. That shit gay as hell. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker and took this man's life, you know what I'm saying, basically to take over his fucking family and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit ain't cool, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, go start your own family, which is from scratch or whatever the fuck. If you can't deal with a bitch that's already goddamn it and had a motherfucking kid and shit, and you know what I'm saying, you can't deal with the fact that they got a fucking ex to come attached with that motherfucking kid and shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't get out here killing niggas or whatever the fuck. Because black motherfuckers do this shit too. I done seen the case on First 48 where this scumbucket called his brother over to kill the baby daddy and shit in his fucking case and shit. Then let the motherfucking brother go down the motherfucking river for the case. He got off scot-free. He gonna got the brother to kill the motherfucking baby daddy and he get to pimp off with the bitch, you know what I'm saying, and get to take over that motherfucker kid and shit. And got him out of the way and got his brother sent to motherfucking prison for years and shit. So, you know what I'm saying, that this simping shit on this, you know what I'm saying, stepdaddy syndrome, this shit is in all walks of life, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna fade the funk on that shit. But that shit got to stop. That shit is completely out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers need to, if they can't handle that situation, they need not to be in that situation. Ain't nobody melted you down and pulled you on that bitch. You ain't got to be with that bitch. If you can't handle that, you can't deal with that, then go find you a single bitch, a bitch with no kids, or a widow bitch, or whatever the fuck. But you know what I'm saying? If you can't handle it, you know what I'm saying, it ain't worth killing this man, you know what I'm saying, over his own kids. That's a real fucked up ass thing, you know what I'm saying? Black, white, green, purple, whatever the fuck you are. You know. But again, you know, let's stop all this white on white crime. It's your boy Ole Man Winter. Um, I'm gonna need everybody to like. Come on and do this commenting. Subscribe if you ain't been subscribed yet. And share the content, you know what I'm saying? If you feeling it, you know what I'm saying, put your people on, let them know. But like I say, you know, make this, you know, water cooler conversation or coffee break conversation or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? You sitting around your people, you know, sitting back kicking the bobos, you check this shit out, bring the shit up, tell them turn the shit on for their ass and put them on the shit and, you know, let them know. Check out your boy Ole Man Winter and see what the fuck you talking about, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's your man Ole Man Winter and we out. Peace.